kindergarten and first grade, and welcome back. So you guys might be able to kind of hear in the background, but our band is playing in there. I think they're playing I'm Singing of a White Christmas, or I'm Wishing of a White Christmas. So I'm kind of just jamming along with it. But how are you doing? I miss you all and I love you all so very much. It is so nice to see each and every one of you guys doing so awesome with this remote learning. We are so very proud of you guys. Keep up the great work. So my first graders did Veterans Day cards last week, and I wanted to say thank you guys so much for doing such an awesome job. We had so many cards. I had enough to fill up all of the military bases in the state of Kansas and all the BFWs in the state of Kansas. So awesome job. Way to be those great community awesome helpers. So today we're going to be talking about something quite intriguing, I like to think, because I really love this topic, but it's the brain. Your brain, your head, right here. So we're going to learn about that. We're going to kind of learn about a couple of parts and see what it's all about. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And there we go. We are sharing. I need to get picked up. And let's present. So we are going to start a little series called Flipping a Lid, My Brain and My Feelings. And so we're going to kind of scale everything back for you guys. But there are three main parts of the brain you guys really need to get to know. Of what makes you feel emotions, and why is it that sometimes when we get mad, we can't control ourselves. And this is something that is so great to know about, because when we need to see Miss Harp, or we see Miss Harp in the hallways or in the classrooms, you're like, Miss Harp, I finally knew what you were talking about. So we're going to start the first part of this lesson, and then next week we'll pick up about the second half of the lesson. But your brain is incredible, guys. It helps you smell, it helps you talk, it helps you decide, it helps you see, it helps you feel, helps you play, create, and taste. Remember those five senses that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, and we had to guess what the sound was, and then we played an I Spy game? That is all because of your brain. Our brain does so many wonderful things. But sometimes our brain can cause us some problems. Sometimes if you look at the students on the board, that some of them look mad, frustrated, scared, worried, anxious. You don't know. Like you don't know. We don't know sometimes why we do what we do. So have you ever gotten mad before? Or have you ever gotten worried and you just kind of think your brain stopped? Like if you didn't have a brain, you weren't really quite sure what you were thinking or why you were thinking. Like it's just questionable. Like if you look at Miss Harp right now, like I don't know what's going on. That's fine. I'm here to help you kind of learn about this brain. So the very first thing you need to know is a term called flipping your lid. And flipping your lid is when your brain is so stressed, it's got everything going on, that it makes you act without even thinking first. And it's just kind of like, ah! Remember those Inside and Out videos that we watched about, let's see, what emotion was? I think it was fear. No, it was fear. It was running out back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, ah! That's kind of like what flipping your lid is. It just, you don't know what to do in the moment. So that's what we're going to learn about. So here's a couple of scenarios. If you were in danger without acting, if we had a fire drill right now, would you know where to go? If we had a tornado drill, would you guys know how to go? So think about that at home, because currently you guys are at home. Do you guys know where to go if you have a fire or if you have a tornado? I know at school, if we have a fire, we all line up in a single file line and we head outside to the safest spot. With a tornado at school, we line up in that single file line again, and we walk together as a class downstairs to where we are safe. Now, the difference between home and school is at school, we have your teachers and we have our parents here to help you. And when things like this happen, we, as teachers, help you guys. So normally when we hear those sirens go off, oh, we know to be quiet, be still, and we have our listening ears on so we can get to safety as soon as possible. But what if you're not really in danger, or you might still get upset or maybe even in trouble. So, what if you got so mad that you ripped a paper in half? Are you in danger? No, but there's something going up here in this brain that isn't quite right. So, I'd like to welcome to you guys a couple of my friends. And we have our wise owl right here. We have our guard dog. And we also have our memory elephant. So, these all involve with feelings and also thinking at the same time. So introducing our brain. This is so fun. So you guys, when we talk about our brain, we're going to make a model with our hands. So everyone hold up a number 4. So tuck that thumb in and then wrap those fingers around that thumb. This here is a brain. Not really, but let's use our imagination, okay? So this here is our brain, okay? So when you hear Miss Harp says, look at your brain, this is what I mean. This is by your hand. That's called a hand model as well. Okay, so meet your wise owl, aka the PFC. He says, I am the wise owl of your brain. I help you make smart decisions. I'm a part of your brain where you can think before you act. So this wise owl looks like a very wise guy. He helps us make sure we use our brain before we just act on our emotions. So, before I get on, so hold open that 4, wrap those fingers around. Your wise owl is right here. It's on the knuckles of your fingers. So an example of using your wise owl is imagine that someone in your class was making fun of you at lunch. You decided that it wasn't worth getting upset over and you just kept eating. That was the Mr. Wise Owl. It was helping you. You know, sometimes it is very hard to let someone make fun of you. It really is, because, you know, it's hurting your heart. But the student right here decided, you know what? Those words mean nothing to me. Turned around, kept eating. His wise owl saved him from getting all upset and mad. Wow, that's pretty awesome, right? Yeah. Okay, so like I said, your wise owl is right here on the knuckles of your fingers. This is Mr. Wise Owl, aka the PFC. When your wise owl is in control, you're in your green zone. We are calm, we are ready to learn. Your brain and body feel safe and relaxed. This should be something that we should feel every day, whether if we're at school or if we're at home. If you do not feel that way in those 2 places, you probably need to tell someone because we need to help you to make sure that everything's safe for you. Okay, so your wise owl represents your green zone, calm, ready to learn, that you feel safe. Okay, so when is a time that your wise owl has helped you make a smart decision? Now, like for instance, I'm going to use a very simple one for this morning for breakfast. So here at school, we had a choice between apple juice and orange juice. I could not decide which one I wanted. So I asked the lunch lady, which one would you want? And she said apple juice. So I chose apple juice. That one there is kind of a easy one, but feel free to pause the video and talk with your mom and dad or your brother and sister about a time that you made a wise decision. Was it the time that when someone cut in front of you in line and instead of yelling and screaming, you sat there and you stayed calm and you told an adult once you got back to class? That'd be a great time to use your wise owl. So pause the video if you need to and explain a time that you've used your wise owl. I'm going to go ahead and move on. Okay, so this here is considered to be your hippocampus. Now, you might be thinking, Miss Harp, why is there an elephant on the screen? So the hippocampus is an elephant, and Miss Harp's got this really weird saying when I was studying about the brain back in college, is that the hippo must come with us because elephants travel in large groups of herds. But elephants also are known for their great memory. So that's why he's our memory elephant. You can call him our memory saver. And so he says, I'm the memory saver of your brain. I save new memories and bring out your old memories. I also help you to learn. So this is our memory saver. He's an elephant, not a hippo. Alrighty. So our memory saver, here's a time of when it could have happened. Pretend you are listening to your teacher. Describe the assignment. Then, when it's time to do it, you do everything that she has said and completed it correctly. There's your memory saver. So when Miss Wiles, Miss Riffle, Mrs. Harris, Mrs. Christiancy, or Mrs. Perry give you guys assignments with instructions and details, that's why it's so important to use those listening ears to make sure that you can recall steps 1, 2, and 3. That is all your memory saver. So if we make that 4 again, your memory saver is right here. So we have our wise owl. We have our memory saver of our hippocampus. It's also a really fun word to say. Okay, so what do you want your memory saver to do to help you with? One of them could be on how to listen to instructions when the teachers are giving them. Or since we're at home, how to follow rules of what mom and dad are giving to us. Or what could it be? Pause the video and talk it out. I'm going to go ahead and move on, but that is fine. So our last one that we need to meet for today is something called your amygdala. Now that's a very big crazy word. So everyone say amygdala. Amygdala. So you don't have to say that big fancy word. This here is a picture of a dog. You can say it's your guard dog because it's going to guard you in how you feel. So Mr. Guard Dog says, I am your guard dog of your brain. I'm the part of your brain where you feel emotions. My biggest focus is on your safety. Alrighty there, Mr. Guard Dog. Whoa, so he controls on how we feel. He controls if we're in that green zone, yellow zone, blue zone, or red zone. Remember those? Okay. So your amygdala. Oh my goodness. So make the 4 again. It's your thumb. This is your guard dog. Woo! So you wrap your fingers around. On the front, you have your wise owl. You open it up, you have your amygdala, your guard dog. Then you also have your memory saver, which is the elephant. So wise owl, guard dog, memory saver. Got those 4? So our amygdala helps us, keeps us safe by making us act fast on situations. So if you were to put your hand on a hot oven, what do you think your guard dog might be saying? Would you think it would be saying, alert, alert, hot space, hot space? Or do you think it'd be like, oh, it's cold and safe to touch? I think it'd be saying the first one. I think it might be screaming out, hot, hot, don't touch, step away. Or what if there's a monster walking in your path? What do you think your guard dog might be doing? I think it might be sirening off, stranger danger, walk away, don't talk to strangers. Or what if a basketball gets hit out of bounds and it's coming towards you? How do you, when a ball's coming towards you, what do? You normally would dunk, but I think your guard dog might be sirening off. So when your guard dog feels like it is getting unsafe, it's like a siren. It's going to bark. It's like bark, bark, bark. It's going to like, whoa, help. Safety is not there, guys. So that is where we are going to stop for today. We have learned about a wise owl. We have also learned about a guard dog. We have also learned about our memory saver. So continue on for next week. We're going to learn a little bit more about these 3, but then we're also going to talk about flipping the lip part. So keep up the great work, kindergarten and first grade. I am so proud of you all. I love you all so very much. So have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.